Hello, hello. Welcome back to another English lesson. I am confident that by the end of this English lesson, you will be able to speak better English because in today's English lesson, we are going to talk about 28 different ways you can talk about warm things. Sometimes we'll even talk about like hot things, but let's talk about warm first. And for each of these words or terms or English phrasal verbs, I will have the official definition and then I will use that term in at least one sentence. If it's a little bit more difficult, we might use two sentences. But this first one, warm, not quite hot. Warm is usually a good thing. Now, I'm not sure where you are living in the world. If you would like to put it in the comments, please do. But I know for a lot of people, this summer has been really hot. I'm sure you would like it if it was just warm, but in some places around the world, it's just a little bit too hot. But warm means a little hot, but still comfortable. I like to drink warm tea on a cold day. And if you look at the picture here, we have what looks like a mom, maybe her kids. There might be a Christmas tree on the side, but it looks like they are staying warm near a fire. It actually looks pretty cozy. I would call that picture cozy. What about this? This is not so cozy. Like if you have a fever in English, you're probably not feeling all that well, but you are probably feeling hot. So let's talk about fever. That is when your body is too hot because you are sick. She stayed home from school because she had a fever. Let's take a look at that picture and describe what is going on. So, somebody is holding a thermometer. That might not be easy to say, a thermometer, and they are feeling that child's forehead to see how hot they are. And I'm sure they are going to take their temperature with that thermometer to see if they are running a fever. And we usually use that verb, oh my goodness, she is running a fever. I'm sure she's not feeling well. And I talked about forehead. This part right here is your forehead. I'm not sure if I've told this joke before, but this is your forehead in English. But if somebody is going bald, like I used to be until I got my hair transplant, if you want more information on how to get a hair transplant, I have it down in the description. Just mention my name when you click on that link, and they will give you 10% off. But I would say that, yeah, I have a forehead. It's still pretty big though. So, forehead, if it's really big, can be called a five head. Might not be that nice, so be careful who you say that to, but it could be funny to certain people. It would be funny to me if you said, oh, he doesn't have a forehead, he has a five head. A little mean, but kind of funny. What if something is toasty? This is usually a good thing. Toasty, that family that was warming themselves by the fire, they might say they are feeling toasty. Could be a good thing. Nicely warm and cozy. There's that adjective again, cozy. Think about a cold winter night, but you are wrapped up in a nice warm blanket. That might be cozy. What might even be better if you had some hot cocoa nearby? That would be really cozy. But how about toasty? It's like a little warm, still comfortable though. Here is a sentence that uses toasty. The blanket made me feel toasty on the couch. But we have something in English called toast, which is nothing like the adjective toasty. Maybe you had toast for breakfast, but I think this might be review for most people. Bread that is cooked until it is brown and warm. He made a piece of toast and put butter on it. So in the picture, you can see there is what? A glass of orange juice there, two pieces of toast with a pat of butter on top. Yeah, if it's like a small piece of butter, you could call it a pat of butter. P-A-T. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is actually two things here: oven and stove. They are different in English. I probably get them wrong sometimes. Like I might call the whole thing a stove when it's really not. But let's look at what an oven is. It's a machine that heats food from all sides. And in the picture, that is an oven with the door open. So you could bake a cake in an oven. She put the pizza in the oven to warm it up. Do you know that English phrasal verb? To warm something up? That means it was probably cooked already. Maybe it has been in the refrigerator or the freezer, and you just want it a little warmer. You can say, I am going to put this in the oven for 5 minutes to warm it up. Something like that. Stove is a little different. You'll find that on top of an oven, oftentimes. Sometimes you will hear this called a stove top, but it's a machine you use to cook food on top. He cooked soup on the stove until it was hot. Now it's kind of hot outside where I live, but oh, in the winter, there is nothing better than a hot bowl of soup. Not too hot. We don't want to burn our mouths, but like boiling water, that would definitely burn our mouth. Let's get the definition for boiling water. Water that is so hot, it makes bubbles. And in the picture, that person is about to cook some pasta and they are putting it into that boiling water. You can see the bubbles in that boiling water. I do have a sentence for you that uses boiling water. Be careful. The pot has boiling water in it. Next, we have steaming. Steaming, it is actually something you can see. That mug of maybe coffee or tea is steaming. That iron is also steaming. Let's get the official definition. Letting out hot mist from something warm. And you can see there is a mist coming out of that cup. The rice was steaming when it came out of the pot. Next, we have blow on your food. This is something you can do if your food is too hot to eat and you want to cool it off more quickly. Gently breathe on food to cool it down. The soup was too hot, so she had to blow on her food. And you can see this woman, it looks like she is blowing on her food because it's too hot. Now, a different type of hot you could have would be spicy food. So no matter how much you blow on your food, if it's spicy, it's not going to cool off. And spicy food is made with like peppers, which you can see in the picture. But you could put on hot sauce, which would make your food even spicier. So let's talk about hot sauce, a spicy liquid that makes food taste hot. He put hot sauce on his eggs to make them spicy. And I might be alone here, but I do like to put hot sauce on my eggs. I also like to put ketchup on my eggs. Is that a little weird? Please let me know. You might have something that is fiery. That would also be very hot. If something is fiery, it's very hot or full of strong heat or emotion. So somebody could be mad. I will have a sentence about that in a minute. The campfire gave off a fiery glow in the dark night. Now you can see in the picture, like there's actual fire there. So I'm not sure what happened, but it looks like maybe it could be a fiery crash. I don't know. It looks pretty serious. But somebody could also have a fiery personality. She has a fiery personality. I try not to make her mad. Hmm. Do I know anyone who has a fiery personality? Well, my wife sometimes can be fiery. I definitely don't like making her mad. I try my best not to make her mad. Sometimes it doesn't work. What about a volcano? That is something that is warm and can also get very hot. So there is a picture of what a volcano looks like. Maybe you know volcano in your own language, in your first language, and now you're going to know it in English. It's a mountain that can shoot out hot lava. If you don't know what lava is, don't worry. We're going to talk about it next. The volcano erupted and sent hot rocks into the air. And in that picture, lava is flowing down the volcano. Let's get the official definition for lava. Very hot, melted rock from a volcano. Take a look. There is lava flowing down from the mountain. The red lava flowed down the side of the volcano. And guess what? Sometimes lava will spew from the volcano. Let's get that verb right here, spew. A couple different ways we might use spew. It means to shoot out something quickly, like hot lava or steam. The volcano began to spew smoke and lava. Now, take a look at that picture. On the right side, you can see there is definitely a volcano spewing lava from it. But that person in the picture, it looks like they are going to spew. I think this might be a new term for most people watching. That means when you eat something that makes you sick and then it comes back out of your mouth. So sometimes in English we say, "Oh my gosh, I feel so sick. I think I am going to throw up." But a slang way to say that would be, "I am going to spew." I have another sentence and another picture for you to help you with spewing. Take a look at the picture. There is a pipe and it looks like it is spewing water from it. Let's read the sentence. The broken pipe spewed water all over the floor. Now, let's switch it up here. Going from spewing to sweating. Very different things. Sweat can be a verb, like it's so hot out, I am sweating. But the water that comes from your skin is also called sweat. Let's get the official definition for sweat. Water drops on your skin when you get too hot. He started to sweat while playing soccer in the sun. Yeah, on a hot day, that is going to do it. You will get very sweaty if you play soccer in the sun. And if you look at that picture, it looks like that man is wiping sweat from his forehead. If you remember forehead from a couple minutes ago. What about scorch? Scorch, it means to burn the surface of something. The fire scorched the edge of the paper. That looks like scorched earth right there. You can see maybe this is in a desert. Wherever it is, this place has not received rain for a long time, so it looks like the earth is scorched there. And also, after a fire, you can call the land that is left behind scorched. Unfortunately, it looks like there is a fire in that picture, maybe a large forest fire. Yesterday, we had warnings where I live about the air quality because in Canada, Western Canada, there were some very large forest fires, and the wind was blowing that smoke our way. So the air quality was not great. So much of the forest was probably scorched out in Western Canada. What about beach sand? That is something that can get very hot. You definitely want to make sure you wear your sandals to the beach if the sun is shining brightly. Beach sand. Sand at the beach that can get hot in the sun. The beach sand was so warm, it burned my feet. You could say it singed your feet. Singed, it means to burn something, but just a little. The fire singed the bottom of her jeans. Let's see in the picture. It looks like she is using a sparkler. Yeah, we would call that a sparkler. And she needs to be careful that she doesn't singe her hair. There you go. She singed her hair when the hair dryer got too close. Got it right here. Hair dryer is the next one. Hair dryer. It is one word. I know in the picture it's spelled with two words, but in the bottom, that's the best way to do it. It's one word. Hair dryer. Hair dryer. That is a machine that blows warm air to dry your hair. Hair dryer. Makes sense, right? She used a hair dryer to warm up after her shower, but you need to be careful. You don't want to accidentally singe your hair. I've done it before. I got the hair dryer a little too close, and then I started smelling burnt hair because I singed my hair. Another way to say something is hot is that it is balmy. Balmy. There is barely an L sound in that word. Balmy. Balmy. That means warm and gentle in a nice way, usually used for weather. We took a walk on a balmy summer night. So it could be warm but still comfortable. Sometimes it's just like really hot, balmy, but that's another way to say something is hot. We also have balm, which is very different. Not balm, balm. Almost sounds the same, right? B-O-M-B, balm, balm. Very hard to tell the two different sounds. If you say them the same with context, I don't think it'll be a problem. Like they dropped the balm on the country. She used some balm on her lips. The context will definitely help with the pronunciation. Balm. Balm. A soft cream that helps sore skin and it feels warm. A lot of times when you put lip balm on, it can help your lips feel better. So in the picture, that person is putting some balm on their lips, but in the other picture, that person is putting balm on their hands. How about a sentence that uses balm? She used a balm to help. He used a balm to help his dry lips feel better. Roasting is another way to talk about hot things. Very hot, like being cooked. It was roasting in the car with the windows closed. But in the picture, that person is roasting marshmallows over the fire. Sweltering. Sweltering. Maybe where you live, it has been a sweltering summer that's uncomfortably hot. The room was sweltering with no fan or air. Please let me know in the comments wherever you are watching this. Are you sweltering or is it nice and cool? To be honest, where I am at, it's nice and cool. I would not say it is sweltering. I wouldn't even say that it is blistering. It's another way to say very hot. Extremely hot, like burning. The blistering sun made it hard to stay outside. About a month ago, I was in India. I was in Delhi for about a week, and guess what? It was sweltering and it was also blistering. They are basically synonyms when you want to talk about hot weather. But this is not a synonym. This is very different. A blister. We have a couple different types of blisters, and we'll talk about them right now. But a blister is a bubble on your skin from heat or rubbing. Take a look at that picture. That person has blisters on their hand. That has happened to me before. One time I was raking my grass for the entire day and I got blisters on my hands. You can also get blisters on your mouth, and we would call them fever blisters. Fever blisters. So let's look at the definition for a fever blister. A small sore near your mouth caused by a virus and sometimes heat. But take a look, that person definitely has a fever blister on their skin right above their lip, very close. Some people can get fever blisters on their lips. Let's look at a sentence that uses fever blister. He got a fever blister after being sick with a cold. Congratulations, you made it to the end of another English lesson. I hope you can talk about warm and hot things better. Right down there is another English lesson YouTube thinks you are going to like. Don't forget, summer is almost ending, but I am offering times for you to speak with me to help you improve your English speaking. I know it's hard to find a speaking partner out there sometimes. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.